Okay, so like, you know how sometimes you just want to curl up, maybe with like a cup of tea or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and just really like dig into a book that everyone's been raving about?
Totally.
Well, that is exactly the kind of cozy, fun, and totally insightful energy we're going for today.
Right.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take something you're curious about, and today, oh boy, it's a big one.
It is.
We break it down,
Hmm.
extract the core, the good stuff, and you leave feeling like an expert.
Yeah.
Without all that information overload.
Exactly, like getting straight to the heart of things.
Precisely. And today we're diving headfirst into Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us.
A book that has, let's just say, sparked a lot of conversations.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And we've gone through those excerpts, and we're ready to unravel what makes this story so captivating.
Yes. Think of us as like your book club buddies, guiding you through the twists and turns.
Yeah. Without giving away any of the big surprises.
Spoiler-free zone, absolutely.
Totally. We know this book has touched so many readers, and we want to explore why.
Definitely.
So our mission today is to give you a deep dive into the characters,
Yes.
how the plot unfolds, why it's such a powerful story for right now.
Absolutely.
And without giving away any spoilers,
Yes. Dib reveals.
we also want to touch on the importance of recognizing domestic violence
So important.
and how female friendships are portrayed in the book.
You know, those bonds that can be so powerful.
So are you ready to dive in?
I am so ready. Let's start with the characters, the people who really make this story come alive.
Okay, so we first meet Lily Bloom at a pretty somber occasion,
Oh,
her
wow.
father's funeral,
Oh, wow.
back in her hometown, Plethora, Maine.
Okay.
And right away, you get the feeling that her relationship with her family, it's complicated.
Oh, interesting. Some underlying tension there.
Yeah, definitely. And there's this mention of a past relationship that caused a lot of friction.
Ooh, I see. So she's carrying some baggage.
Yeah, for sure. So after the funeral, Lily decides she needs a fresh start.
Makes sense.
She moves to Boston.
A big change.
A huge change. It's not just about a new city.
All right.
It's like she's stepping into a new chapter of her life.
It's symbolic, you know.
Exactly. A chance to redefine herself.
I like that.
And it's in Boston, on a rooftop of all places, that she bumps into this guy. He's clearly having a rough night.
Oh, no.
It's not your typical meet cute.
Definitely not.
And this encounter sets the stage for a relationship that's anything but ordinary.
I bet. So who is this mysterious man?
His name is Ryle Kincaid. And their first meeting is intense. You can feel the unspoken energy between them.
Intriguing. What do we know about Ryle?
Well, we find out pretty quickly that he's a neurosurgeon. Like super driven, focused on his career.
Okay. High pressure job.
Right. And early on, he makes it very clear that he's not interested in marriage or kids.
Oh, wow.
His work is his priority,
Ambitious.
extremely.
Yeah.
But despite all that, there's this undeniable attraction between him and Lily.
Sparks flying, huh?
Totally. And I think it's interesting because that immediate chemistry could easily mask other things, deeper aspects of who they are.
Oh, absolutely. Like you might overlook red flags when you're caught up in that initial whirlwind.
Exactly. And we also get glimpses into Ryle's personal life through his sister, Alyssa.
Okay.
She becomes a really important person in Lily's life, too.
A supportive sibling? That's sweet.
It is. And there are these subtle hints throughout the story about Ryle's past.
Oh, like what?
Like, at one point, he tells Lily about this really tough experience he had watching a child die during surgery.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
Right? It gives you this insight into the weight he carries.
Definitely. Makes you see him in a different light.
It does. And it creates this early bond between him and Lily.
They connect over shared vulnerability.
Exactly. So we have Lily trying to start fresh in Boston, Ryle, the intense surgeon, who sweeps her off her feet.
Right?
And then there's Atlas.
Okay, who's Atlas?
We meet him through Lily's flashbacks to when she was a teenager in Maine, and these memories are shared through her diary entries, which she addresses to Ellen DeGeneres.
Interesting. That's a unique way to reveal the past.
It is, right. And through these entries, we learn about Lily's relationship with Atlas,
Okay.
who at that time was homeless.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Lily secretly helped him, giving him food, shelter,
That's really kind of her.
and they would watch Ellen's show together. It was like their little ritual.
Aw, that's sweet. Finding comfort in small things.
I know, right? And what's even more significant is that these interactions with Atlas happened during a really tough time for Lily.
Oh. What was going on?
Well, the excerpts don't explicitly say, but you get the sense that her home life was pretty unstable.
Oh, no. I'm sensing some difficult family dynamics.
Yeah. Her father's behavior is hinted at as being problematic.
So Atlick was like a safe haven for her.
Exactly. He offered her this sense of connection and understanding when she really needed it.
And what about Atlas's background?
Oh, it was rough.
Ah.
He'd been kicked out by his stepfather, even considered suicide.
Wow, that's intense. He was going through a lot.
He was. And Lily's kindness, it was a lifeline for him. It gave him hope.
I see. So they both found solace in each other.
They did. But eventually, their paths diverged.
Oh.
Atlas joined the military, decided to build a life outside of their small town.
Okay.
But their parting wasn't like a final goodbye.
Right.
There was this unspoken promise that maybe, someday, they would reconnect.
A glimmer of hope for the future.
Yes. So we have these three characters,
Right. Lily, Ryle, and Atlas.
each with their own past, their own baggage.
Yeah.
And now their lives are starting to intertwine in Boston.
This is where things get really interesting.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the key plot developments. One of the biggest things for Lily is her dream of opening a floral shop.
I love that. What's it called?
Lily Blooms.
Ah, that's perfect.
I know, right? And this is where Alyssa, Ryle's sister, really steps up as a true friend.
That's awesome. I love a good supportive female friendship.
Me too. Yeah. And their relationship is so genuine. The excerpts show them laughing together, helping each other out.
Real ride or die kind of friends.
Exactly. Like Alyssa even helps Lily haul vegetable crates for the shop.
Not glamorous.
No, not at all. But it shows how much she cares, you know? And she's so excited for Lily when the shop finally opens.
You can just feel the love and support.
Totally. And that kind of female friendship, it's so important.
It really is, especially when you're going through tough times. Having someone to lean on makes all the difference.
100%. And speaking of tough times, let's talk about Lily's relationship with Ryle.
Okay, so they're officially a couple now.
Yes. But remember how we talked about that initial chemistry, maybe masking deeper issues?
Right.
Well, as their relationship progresses, you start to see those hints of trouble more clearly.
Like what?
Like, there are times when Ryle comes across as possessive.
Oh, no. That's a red flag.
It is. And Lily, she has these moments of inner conflict, like she's not completely comfortable with some of his behaviors.
I can see that. It's like a gut feeling that something isn't quite right.
Exactly. Like when Ryle initially wanted their relationship to be casual, Lily was secretly hurt by that.
Right.
And there's this incident with a photograph that raises questions.
I'm curious.
And then there's this brief mention of something that happened in a stairwell.
Oh, gosh, this sounds ominous.
It is. These little things, individually they might seem small, but together they create this sense of unease.
Yeah, like cracks starting to show.
Exactly. And then, just as things are getting complicated with Ryle,
Yeah.
Atlas reappears in Lily's life.
Oh, wow, the guy from her past.
The one and only. And his return brings up all these feelings for Lily.
Makes sense. First loves can be hard to forget.
Totally. And it throws her into this huge internal conflict.
She's torn between her past and her present.
Exactly. And it's a tough situation, you know, because on the one hand, there's the comfort of the familiar, the history she has with Atlas.
Right.
But on the other hand, she has this intense connection with Ryle.
Who is showing some questionable behaviors.
Exactly. So it's this really complex dynamic.
Absolutely. It makes you think about how the past can influence our present relationships.
It really does. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about one of the most important themes of the book.
Okay, what's that?
Domestic violence.
That's a heavy but really crucial topic to address.
It is. And the book handles it really sensitively.
I'm glad to hear that.
In the excerpts we've focused on, it's mostly introduced through Lily's teenage diaries.
Okay.
She hints at her father's behavior, and while it's not explicitly stated, you get the feeling that her home life was abusive.
That's heartbreaking.
It is. And there are also hints about Lily's mother's past, suggesting that maybe she experienced similar things.
Oh, wow. So it's a cycle that's been repeated.
It seems that way. But the story also shows how Lily's mother eventually becomes a source of support for her.
That's good. Breaking the cycle.
Right. And what I find really compelling is Lily's internal struggle with Ryle's behavior.
Yeah. Tell me more.
She's so determined not to repeat the pattern she saw in her parents' relationship.
Recognizing those red flags is so important.
It is. And that awareness, that conscious choice to do things differently, that's the first step towards breaking the cycle.
Absolutely. And this is where those strong female friendships become even more crucial.
Right?
Because when you're facing these kinds of challenges, having someone to talk to, someone who believes you,
Yeah.
it makes all the difference.
It really does. And Alyssa, she's there for Lily every step of the way.
Through thick and thin.
Exactly. Whether it's supporting her business, navigating her complicated love life,
Right.
or later, when she's pregnant.
Wow, she really is a true friend.
The best. We also see glimpses of Lily's friendship with another woman, Lucy. So the importance of female connection is a strong theme throughout the book.
I love that. And, it makes me think about why this story has resonated with so many people.
Oh, tell me your thoughts.
I think it's because it tackles real issues that people are facing, especially women.
Yeah, like domestic violence, the complexities of relationships.
Exactly. It starts conversations that need to be had.
Absolutely. And it doesn't sugarcoat things. It shows that love can be messy and complicated.
Right. And that sometimes the hardest thing is recognizing that you deserve better.
100%. And I think Lily's journey is so empowering
How so?
because ultimately she chooses herself. She chooses her own well-being and the well-being of her child.
That's powerful. It's a message of strength and resilience.
It is. And it's something we all need to hear sometimes,
Absolutely. We all deserve to be in healthy, supportive relationships.
I agree. And beyond those bigger themes, the book also explores universal experiences.
Oh, like what?
First love, second chances, the difficult choices we have to make in life.
Right. The things that connect us all.
Exactly. It's a story that makes you think, makes you feel.
And hopefully it inspires people to seek help if they need it.
I hope so too. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've really delved into the intricate relationships between Lily, Ryle, and Alice,
Their pasts, their present.
how their lives intertwine,
We've seen Lily's dreams take flight with the help of her amazing female friends.
and we've touched on the really important issue of domestic violence.
Lily's strength in breaking free from that potential cycle.
Yes. It's a story about recognizing red flags, prioritizing your own well-being.
And ultimately having the courage to make difficult choices.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'd like to leave you with a final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
Considering all the choices these characters face, what does this story tell us about the different forms of strength
Okay.
and resilience in our own relationships?
Interesting question.
And how can we nurture those supportive connections that give us the courage to face our own challenges?
Really makes you think.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this spoiler-free deep dive into It Ends With Us.
We encourage you to read the book and continue exploring these important conversations.
Until next time.
Bye!